We all know of Oblivion at Alton Towers Resort, the world's first B&M dive machine, with its amazing airtime and fantastically themed drop. But how did it all come about? Well, we looked around to bring you the basic insight into how the idea of John Wardley came to be. So sit back and enjoy this montage of the creation of Oblivion.
What it is, the ride in essence is a very simple proposition because it's the world's first vertical drop roller coaster. And that sounds fairly scary, but it's sort of technically incredibly challenging. There's a lot of instances in the world at the moment where coasters have got sort of fairly steep drops, but there are no coasters where it literally goes completely vertical. What the ride will do, it's a fairly straightforward ride. You go up to a very high point, about 100 foot above ground. You will hang on the edge, on the precipice, for about 3 seconds or so, and then you will vertically plunge. The ride's called Oblivion because we debated the ride name for an awful long time, but Oblivion is the state of being forgotten. And when you drop off that edge, you'll feel very much like you're about to drop into this enormous hole and you're into the state of being forgotten at a terrifying, rapid pace, which should get a few people going.
But being number one wasn't easy. The company had to keep up with the times and make the magic as modern as possible. So they brainstormed and consulted and came up with a plan. They decided to build the world's most magical roller coaster.
Come February, we'll run a teaser campaign, okay? We'll run that for a couple of weeks. What we'll do is we won't associate it with Alton Towers in any way. It'll just be establishing the brand, the colourways, and the icon. And then from the start of March, that effectively is the date when we'll release it to the world.
Look down. Oblivion, the world's first vertical drop roller coaster at Alton Towers.
That's exciting to me. It's the first time I've ever seen it move.
Really? It had better move a lot more than that. Next year, this is going to look like a sinister, forbidden place, and no one can really work out what it's all about. You know, there's always a place sort of a few miles away that's got a barbed wire fence around it and a minefield, and you know people that work there and they never tell you what they do, and it's all a bit sinister and a bit secret. Well, that's one of these places, and there's something going on underground, and no one knows quite what, or no one will admit that really anything goes on underground. And when you come here, you unwittingly find yourself part of an experiment, and you're taken underground into Oblivion. Now that's the holding point. That's where you'll be held.
They've got no idea.
Well,
they're not even
when
looking
you're
straight
held...
down, they're looking over here.
Beautifully smooth. Look at the size of it.
Oh, wait.
About that?
Maybe.
Wonderful, that's smooth.
Made it. It got round. It sounded unbelievably quiet.
Excellent. God, that was so quiet as well.
Very smooth. Very
Perfect, wasn't
It's
it?
right, isn't it? That
Wonderful.
The whole thing is the brainchild of John Wardley. John, what can I expect?
Well, Richard, you're going to be taken up to the top of that structure.
Yeah.
You're then going to be tipped face downwards, and then we're going to drop you vertically down, not just down to the ground,
Yeah.
but down below as far as you were above.
Right.
And you'll experience about 4.5 G. NASA astronauts experience about 3 G when they take off. 4.5G means at the bottom of the hole, you will feel as if your body is 4.5 times heavier than what it actually is.
So this is one of the first times it's been up and running, so I'll be one of the first test riders then?
You'll be the first. We've all ridden it, but you're probably the first person outside Alton Towers to have ridden it, yes.
Quite the journey to build Oblivion, wasn't it? Well, we hope you've learnt something watching this video, and if you didn't, we hope you enjoyed the footage of Oblivion and the behind the scenes of John Wardley and the team at Alton Towers. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, hit that bell, follow us on all our socials, and for now, I've been Luke, and you've been watching CoasterGen, and we will see you next time.